So say goodbye.
We all want to go big, then say that. I do it for all of the real ones. I when I stop till you finish, begging for mercy. Out of your mind, I really deserve this. I got that drip, and you niggas thirsty. Bring the whole set, they never gon' hurt E. But in this true love forever still, boy. So it's a new day. Still want something that you never know. You won't see it coming, but I promise you know.
Hello. Hello, all you beautiful Bepples. Hello. Welcome once again to another edition of the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan, the only show where we take a look into the multiple dimensions of the multiverse and ask ourselves, what the fuck is going on over there? My name is Carlstein Henson, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286. I am your MC for this lovable show, your host as it will. And I'd like to welcome you all, and man, these past few days have just been jam-packed with what the fuckery. In the best way possible, and I mean that in the best way possible. Because, man, as you all know, we weren't able to do the show last week because I had prior obligations, but this week, well, we ended up doing a makeup show on Friday where we watched the last episodes of Zetz and Gavan, and honestly, I was expecting to have my mind fucked by Zetz. Like, that was already a thing that we were prepared for. I wasn't expecting it to come out of Gavan at all. Last week, we ended up seeing for the first time ever an ant. You heard me right, an ant, not like a big anthropomorphized ant. No, a tiny little itty bitty ant become a Tokusatsu hero. And I lost my freaking mind. Not to the degree that I did as of the episode of Zets, but it was definitely enough to get me talking about challenging preconceived notions. And that's what I feel like Gavan is out here doing. Like, Gavan has definitely shown us that not everything is as cookie cutter as we think it is. While Zetz was challenging us in what we thought the story was and flipping it on its head, Gavan challenged our preconceived notions on what a tokusatsu hero actually is. For years, we thought it had to be a bipedal creature, right? Had to be a human being or something humanoid, like very much furry themed or anything like that matter. It always had to be, they had to be bipedal. It had to be 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. Nah, we out here making ants, Gavan. That's what we're doing right now. We are making ants into Gavan, which is by just insane reaches. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, Gavan is making us question what can be a tokusatsu hero. Gavan is out here challenging us, mind, body, soul. Like, what truly defines a tokusatsu hero? And Gavan out here making us question shit. Like, man, you thought you knew? Like, you thought you had the baseline of tokusatsu down to the T, and then here comes Gavan just fucking it all up, but in the best way possible. Just getting us to question shit. That's really what Gavan is doing. And you know what? I wasn't expecting Gavan to be like groundbreaking. I was expecting it to be like very much safe, to not alienate the old heads, but to make sure to get the new heads in. I said that. But man, did it really challenge the preconceived notion of what a tokusatsu hero is. It really like threw me for a loop. Because what is the status quo? It's usually a guy, or in some cases a girl, right? Who can transform, right? That's usually the preconceived notion. And that was literally how Gavan was phrasing it through, because we got our main guy, Doki Reiji, or Reiji Doki, and like he's our guy. And then you have Bushido, another guy, and then we have Luminous, we become a female, and then we get to the next world. And by all intensive means, it feels like the assistant to the main investigator, who was the ant, would become Gavan. Nope! The fucking ant did! And I'm sitting there just cackling, because I'm having my brain be challenged in a way that I didn't expect. I didn't feel insulted. I didn't feel like alienated. I was like so jazzed, and that they challenged my brain to break through the preconceived notion, that I was just laughing hysterically. Like, it was such a shock. But it got you thinking. It got you sitting there. It got you wondering, what is it? What truly makes a hero? And I don't know if that's the message that Gavan is going for. But man, it definitely felt that way in that point in time. You know what I mean? It definitely felt like they were trying to challenge our brains. And I felt adequately challenged, because ultimately I didn't feel insulted, and it made me actually sit back and think, what makes this work? What makes this work? And as I sat there, it dawned on me that like heroes don't even have to be like categorized by just humans. There have been animal heroes, cats, dogs, like there's been a lot of them. I'm pretty sure there are other animals, but I'm not thinking of them. Like, I haven't heard of a situation where like a bear saved someone, though I honestly wouldn't put it past. Right? Like, to me that just feels right. Right? Like, I feel like a bear has saved somebody. But like, yeah, animals can save people, but the show kind of took it like, you don't expect an ant. Like, you've never heard a story of an ant that saved somebody's life. That's never happened. But they literally rolled with it and challenged that. So I wouldn't be surprised if in future seasons we see like in future seasons, in future episodes, we see, again, actual animals that save people, that become Gavan. Like, I want to see a dog Gavan now. I want to see a cat Gavan. I want to see a parrot Gavan. Like, challenge the preconceived notion. Like, bring us that goodness. Come on, man. Let it. Keep challenging our brains, because I feel like it's the best possible way to do it. Just challenge us. Like, I want to be challenged. I want my brain and my preconceived notions. I want the stereotypes in my head that I didn't even know I had, because it just felt so normal. I want it to be challenged. I want it to be questioned. I want Gavan to keep making me question shit. Right? Obviously, we're going back to the Bushido world for this episode that's coming up that we're about to watch. But it would be good if we see other Earths where, like, the norm is challenged, right? Because you have a blank slate. And the writers of Gavan said that they're glad that they're not horned. They weren't like, I'm not sure if shoehorned was right, but they felt trapped in the Super Sentai archetype, that they felt like they couldn't truly tell stories. And now with Gavan, they're telling fucking stories, right? They're telling us, like, they're telling us that not everything is the norm in the multiverse. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, where they take this, right? Not to mention it gives them an out to cross paths with the Zetsverse, you know what I mean? Later on down the line. Possibly for the summer crossover, you know? You know that's going to happen. You know it's coming. Because they got to do at least one of these joints, you know? I'm trying to remember. Was Gava... Because I'm thinking of the Tokuger Gaim crossover. And I'm trying to remember, like, who did... Gavan just started this last month. And I'm trying to remember around the time they did it. No, because I think Zet started in October. Right? I mean, it tracks. The timing does track. So I feel like they can get a Gavan Zets crossover out of that. You know? God. We're already... It's kind of crazy to think we're already halfway through Zets. It's crazy. But... Anyway, we're not talking about Zets. We're talking about Gavan. And I want Gavan to keep challenging us. You know? I want them to keep bringing us, you know, like, making us see things in a different light. And I would appreciate it if they kept doing that. But let's not, like, drag this out. Let's go ahead and get into the show proper. Let's hop over to our cinema and let us see what develops, you know? Woo! Excuse me. So, here we are in our elegant cinema room. Glad it's... I'm honestly happy it survived the jump to Linux. I honestly am so glad I could salvage this, and we are here now. So, let's go ahead and start winding down the music here. And I think... Was that my Discord popping off? I think it was... It's weird. Shouldn't... Oh, yeah, I guess Discord wouldn't detect streamer mode on Linux, I guess. Just need to check real quick. Okay, no, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I could have sworn I would have had that muted. Anyway, here we are. We are VR. We are VR. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Anyway, we are now inside the hollowed halls of the Henshin Cinema. Let's go ahead and take a moment. Take it all in, folks. This is Space Sheriff Gavan, Episode 5, Blades and Bullets. Let's go ahead and let us begin. Zoosh. Excuse me. Hold on. Why does it keep starting at 480? Sorry.
One, two, three, four, five.
Everybody in the house, so come on, let's ride to the mob. Those things respond to the vibe of the energy, my man. Uh-oh. Y'all are fucked. Here we come! Oh lordy, he coming! Oh lordy! Two gangs gonna die tonight.
ギア密売の現行犯逮捕。
キャバンブシの行け。
Y'all trying to go into a sword fight against Bushido. That ain't gonna work. The man is a samurai. I'm amazed the two gang leaders aren't running. Y'all are standing there like fucking deers in headlights.
任務完了。
God, Bushido is awesome.
ご苦労様刹那。
また貴様がフルメタルラモ
Wait. Who this bitch?
またサイダーです。
Wait. Is this?
強炭酸。
I need someone to clarify. Is this the actress who plays? Is this the actress who plays? What's her name?
お手柄ね刹那。
Oh God, I'm drawing a blank.
これからも精進してまいります。
やはり美しい。必ずや私のものに。
Common Rider, I forget her name. The bug one in Saber. I forget her name. Ah, what is it? I'm drawing a blank. God, what is her name? That's gonna bug me now.
いつもこんな風に平和だといいんだがね。
それはパトラン様が悪党どもを逮捕しましたからですよ。
お、ワニブチ君。それは。
Is that Rick? Like, what's the actress's name?
ああ、大忙しの資料家ではないか。
これは今時紙資料とはご苦労様なことで。お前。
Wait, what? Oh, damn.
腐ってもギャバンか。
何が腐ったんですか？
ああ、ワニブチ君。足長すぎる。引っ込めない。
見てたよレイジ。見事な資料家ぶりだった。たまにはペーパーワークしてるところも見せておかないとな。
ペーパーワークは力仕事という意味じゃありません。
あきちゃん、ツッコミ鋭い。
そういう風に課長が作ったんです。
ネガティブ波動確認。カレル局長。
課長。
把握してるよ課長。座標は多元地球ラムダ。
What is the name of the actress?
ラムダ
May Angela.
刹那のいる地球だな。
エモルギーシンドロームはレベル
I'll have to
1
look.
です。
I'll have to see. I don't know if that's her though.
出動準備。ギャバン。
了解。やっぱ現状だ。
宇宙は一つではない。コスモレイヤーには私たちが住む地球とそっくりな別の地球が
She.
存在する。
It looks like her, but I don't know if it's actually her. That's the thing.
エモルギーが放つメガ波動は多元宇宙に拡大し、やがては多元地球同士の連鎖崩壊を引き起こす。
コスモギャバリンを発信。
発信。
そうなる前にエモルギア犯罪者を捕らえ、宇宙を破滅から救うことこそが宇宙刑事ギャバンインフィニティの使命なのだ。
Meanwhile, back in the Lambdaverse.
刹那。
そこもとは土器レイジ
レイジに何があった？
とアモン本部長がかどわかされた。
Uh-oh.
すべて罠だったのだ。またエモルギアの闇取引ですか。
密告があったの。
闇商人が逮捕された今、誰かが島を横取りしようとしてるかも。
突入。
えUh-oh.
良すぎる目があだとなったな。戦闘人形。
Oh! Damn. They did him dirty, man. Who the fuck is this fucker in a wig?
必ず手に入れる。
エモルギア。
フルメタルアモーは預かった。また会おう。ギャバンブスド。
待て。なんだそのフルメタルアモーってのは。
Full Metal Almu。
特捜本部長アモール。彼女が壊滅させた犯罪組織は数知れず。正義の
Full Metal Alchemist。
鋼鉄の中団フルメタルアモー。犯罪者たちは彼女を恐れそう呼ぶ。狙われる理由は十分ってことか。
治安維持本部よりギャバン状況は確認した。これより対策本部を設置する。期間は別名あるまで待機せよ。
承知。
本当に待つ気か。グズグズしてる暇はないぞ。
本部長がいない今、それがしの指揮権は本部にある。
Ooh. Still playing by the rules, I see.
自分のために力を使う。そう誓ったんじゃないのか。
命令ならば是非もなし。
He's a super soldier, man. Like, he doesn't have his own thinking process, you know?
融通きかねえな。まあ急には人形やめられねえか。
Nice. I love that. Honestly, I was a little iffy on the Bushido suit, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
捜査を継続しつつ犯人からの要求を待つ。
本件は銀河連邦警察の威信に関わる一大事だ。情報漏洩にはくれぐれも注意するように。
以上、解散。
You know what's bugging me though? If Gavan Infinity is technically not the Gavan of the multiverse, then wouldn't his Earth have its own Gavan too?
できるやつほど妬まれる。面倒なかった。
レイジ君が面倒なく動けるのは資料課の看板のおかげですね。
はいはい、分かってますよ。
I love those swords are awesome though. Wait, I think he already had one and she gave him the other.
本部長との秘匿回線 X9282 Y0181 座標情報か。
Interesting. Is that binary code? It's not binary, but it's mainly numbers. So, like, maybe hex? I don't know.
その髪の毛。あなた弁慶人よ。
Nice hair, dude.
目覚めかね。フルメタルアーモ
ー。感覚器官を兼ねた髪の毛を触手のように操る宇宙人。
That's trippy.
私の名は 骨董武器商人レベルでカッターナ。
それで目的は？
God, this guy's a pompous dick.
カッターナ。
Holy, that's a lot of weapons.
この刀剣ギャバンの二振りを加えればついに1000本。彼の持つ一振りは100年いや200年は使い込んだ。
Those are old swords? Are you telling me those are old swords?
まさかあなたの目的って。
このギャバリオンブレードなり。
刹那。
本部長を返してもらう。
刀が先だ。
Look, man, if Gavan Infinity doesn't find a weapon in that Makyu's face that like speaks to him, I feel like this is kind of like a, I don't want to say a wasted one, but it would be cool if you could.
刀の切れ味試させてもらおう。
刹那。
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, why did it unfull screen itself? What the fuck?
エモルギア密売組織が絡んでいるかと思ったけれど、ただの刀剣マニアだったとはね。
Wait! I can't see the type of gun that, oh no, it's a regular gun.
これは返してもらうわ。
Okay, I thought she might have had a morpher too. Yep, he didn't give up the real ones.
3本目。
そいつが役に立ったようだな。
Nice.
犯人に呼び出されたか。本部長さんはその刀と交換だとか。悪いな、アゲに頼んで覗かせてもらった。行くのか、命令違反を犯してでも。
それがしに感情はない。だが本部長に何かあれば
後悔する。感情のないやつにエモルギーはつかない。
That is true. And we've already established that like Infinity's the way he uses his powers because he has a past trauma and a rage with him. So like it'll normally resonate to like the person's like base emotion. So the fact that Bushido's Imorgear is like based on sadness, it's a deep regret. That basically Bushido carries a deep regret in him.
感謝するのは私よ、刹那。
それがし待機命令を破りました。
あなたの行動は私が全ての責任を負う。あなたはあなたが思うままに行動しなさい。ギャバン。あなたはあなたのために生きて良いのです。大切なものなのでしょう。もう手放してはダメよ。
Ah.
右の刀で首輝を断ち切り、左の刀で大切なものを守る。それがそれがし二刀の意味。
そうさ、ギャバンってのは欲張りでなくっちゃな。
心得た。それもまたギャバンの名を極めし者の道、すなわちギャバン道と受け取った。
なんだそりゃ、ギャバン道。
レイジ殿の言葉はそれがしに響く。よってギャバン道と名付け大切にしたい。
ナイス。
おテント様も気に入るぜ。ギャバン道。
The Gavan way, baby. 超チェック。
超着。
Okay, that was intense. 超着。
ギャバンインフィニティ。次元を超えて超臨場。宇宙刑事ギャバン武士道。マイル。
マイル。Oh, we don't get the slow mo. Oh, there we do. Okay, never mind. I take that back.
乗着コマンドを受けて臨界点を超えたエモルギーがトリガー内に凝縮
I love when they do this, man.
乗着。
わずか1ミリ秒でコンバットスイッチが投射制定され乗着を完了するのだ。
Activate. Hey, Dane, what's good?
片付けるぞ。
Okay, hold on. Is that? Hold on. I just saw the handle on that. Did y'all repurpose the fucking oh god. Why am I blanking? Gokaiger. Did you repurpose the Gokaiger sword?
3本まとめて私のコレクションルームに引きずり込んでくれるわ。
Magu space. マキュー空間。
逃がさない。
マクー空間。無数の次元が
Oh god, look at all them swords up there. I'm trying to see if any of these are recognizable Sentai weapons, because I feel like they would do something like that. They're just all over the place. You're gonna be bald by the end of this, aren't you? Wait, what? That's a new one. He didn't even do it yet. He's the one who gets to look badass in the flames. Gavan Dynamic. Holy shit, look at this shit, man. Oh, you gotta love the elaborate sword, the elaborate sword finishers. I love how like they've manifested Maku Space as kind of like a monster itself. Now those weapons are just lost to time. Wait, I think something's about to happen. I love the sound of carbonation.
勝利の強炭酸ですね。
さて、やっと会えたことだし、たっぷり話を聞かせてもらうわよ。もう一人のギャバン。
いや、さっきまで捕まってたってのに。おっかねえ姉さんだな。
He broke his arm.
フルメタルアーモー。それが我が本部長ゆえ。
こうしてエモルギーネガティブ波動は阻止された。だが悪の根源を断たねば人々の嘆きの
He tried. He tried. He tried to run.
次元を超えろ。上着せよ。宇宙刑事ギャバン。
God damn, man. Like, this show is just, it feels good, man. Like, I can't. Oh, there's a thunderstorm outside. I can't begin to, like, describe. Like, it's just such a feel good show, man. I can't even begin to describe what about it feels good. I just feel like they've hit on something with this show that, like, the vibe in and of itself just hits deep. You know, like, it's not here to tell an elaborate long story. It's here to, like, just feel good. Right? Like, everything about it is just like, it doesn't matter that it's telling weak, like, monster of the week or villain of the week stories. It just feels right in the grand scheme of things. I can't begin to put into words just what it is. It just feels right to watch. You know? They've mastered a vibe here.
コスモテレスコープ？そうですこと。この観測装置が完成すれば次元の異変を察知することができるようになるんです。
And there goes your power.
ブレーカー？落ちましたね。データは？飛びましたね。
Ah, they almost got it.
チョコ食べる？食べますね。
Okay, you're eating that way too fucking fast.
キキとコトが遭遇した逃避行の異星人親子。謎の怪盗に狙われエモルギアが暴走。笑顔を取り戻すため希望の絆を釣り上げる。次回超宇宙刑事ギャバンインフィニティ怪盗フェイド登場。
Oh god, Phantom Thieves! Phantom Thieves, baby! Woo! Phantom Thieves. I don't know what it is. Phantom Thieves and Tokusatsu they just feel right, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. Let's hop back to the main screen. I don't know what it is specifically about Phantom Thieves, but they always seem to go well hand in hand in Toku, don't they? I mean, it's kind of the main reason why Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger was a success, you know? Just something about thieves being, like, I don't know. Is there a mysticism about them? Like, I couldn't even begin to tell you, like, what exactly is it about Phantom Thieves that just feel right in Toku? They just kind of do. You know? Like, it just feels right. But that's neither here nor there. Ultimately, man, what we have here is a show that doesn't need to tell a long, arcing story. Like, here's the thing. Gavan is doing what Gozyuger fucked up royally on, and that is a feeling of overall engagement that Gozyuger just failed on this tremendously, but Gavan is doing it right, and that's wanting to engage with the characters. The characters don't feel like black holes. They don't feel like there's nothing to them, and I feel like that was like Gozyuger's biggest failing, was that you really just wanted to have us invested in one guy. And that was freaking God, the show is so forgettable that I've even forgotten. Hoeru, like Tono Hoeru. Like, you wanted us just to focus on Hoeru more than anything. And Fire Candle to an extent. That, like, everyone else, like all the other guys, they just felt like backdrops, right? Every character we have here in Gavan has purpose. Every character we have here in Gavan feels like they're very much important to what is to come, right? Bushido and Luminous do not feel like backdrops to Gavan Infinity. They feel like they're there for a greater purpose, and it's clear because we're coming back to them, despite the fact that we just had a freaking ant world, that an ant and a bug, a symbiotic bug and human Earth that we're still going back to Luminous, and we're going back to Bushido because there's something going on there, and that's literally what the big thing at large is the the illegal illicit trade of Emor gears. That's like the big thing right now. And now we're getting new characters. We're getting like the character that like drives Bushido. Like Kiki and Koto kind of like work together. They're like characters that bounce off each other. But Bushido was just kind of his own joint. Like he's very much by the books, but he has someone that he respects. And we had like semblances of her, but we never like truly saw her until this episode, which was Full Metal Amo. So it's like seeing her here now, like also gives something for Bushido to bounce off of, because Gav Infinity has his crew, he has Agi-chan and he has the Chief. He has those two, right? But like Bushido now has someone to work off, and they're very much preeminent, literally in. How do I put this? They're both prevalent, throughout the intros and whatnot, but there's definitely something going on there. They're not just the main three Gavans. There's more Gavans in the world. And we established that already with the Gavan from the bug planet, from the bug Earth. So, but to say that these three are going to be our guys, right? But they don't outshine each other in a way that makes the others less important, right? Gavan Infinity is our main guy that we're following, but Bushido and Luminous do not feel unimportant by any stretch of the imagination. They found a way to counterbalance the other Gavans so that they're all equally important. This was something that they failed with Gozyuger, because at the end of the day, the only guy that was even remotely important was Hoeru. Like, not even when they brought in the cool 6th Ranger, the 6th Sentai in Gozu Polar, the Kumade, he didn't feel at all important. If anything, his death in the storyline felt such like a fucking nothing burger, right? That, like, at the end, like, bringing it, like, he felt so unimportant. Every other freaking member of Gozyuger felt so unimportant beyond Hoeru, which I guess that was their intent, but it didn't come off right. Because again, you tried to pull a Kamen Rider in what is essentially a Sentai, and they fucked it up. Gavan knows what it is. Gavan knows what it is, and knows that it's not just about Gavan. Because later on in the OG, we got Scheider, we got Sharivan, we got Diana, we got Spielban. Like, we had so many space sheriffs. So you can't make one more important than the other. They're doing a great balancing act, and it's all working together for the sake of the show, because ultimately Space Sheriff is not a unique title. The Space Sheriffs are an organization. The writers behind this understand it. They understand what is going on here, what the story needs to be. They totally understand it. So they know that they're not going to be like that. Then they can't really do the status quo. They're challenging the status quo with Gavan because they know that there's a certain way you have to handle it. And they are handling it masterfully. Very much so. Like, they have done such a good job at this that they know that they can stretch their writing wings and go full ham. I don't know if these guys are the same writers who did Sentai. Like, I don't know who's writing the series, but there's definitely a freshness to it, if that makes any sense. You know? There's definitely a freshness to all of this. Like, it's something new. It's something different. I don't know who's writing it. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can look this up. I'm trying to see if I can, like, find anything about this. Summer born. I love how they already built, like, Atsuhiro. The writer is, the producer is Yoshihito Fuji. Atsuhiro Tomioka. What's her writing cred? What's his writing creds, I should say. Oh, he's done some Kamen Rider stuff. He did Futo PI. Interesting. He did Futo PI. I really got to sit down and watch Futo PI. Like, I have not sat down to watch that anime, and I'm like, I need to sit down and watch it. He also did Boom Boonjer. Yeah. You know what? I see it. I can see it. He did Boom Boonjer, and he did Futo PI. So you know what? That's not a bad. How do I put this? That's not a bad background, you know? Like, he did some pretty decent stuff. He did some really good shit. Like, Boom Boonjer, like, was a solid series. So, like, to have that kind of, like, on you right there, that's golden. And then the producer, what was his past work? Okay, he also did some Sentai. Let's see what he did. He did the stage shows for Go Anjur Shinkenji. He did King Oger! That's why this feels good! This man did King Oger! He did King Oger and Boom Boonjer. No wonder I was feeling like this feels great. The man did King Oger, and that was like possibly the greatest Sentai to ever exist. No wonder I'm feeling it for Gavan. This man did King Oger. God damn! No wonder. I was feeling like there's something about this that I couldn't put my finger on. You got the producer of King Oger doing this shit. Ah, damn. That is some damn good. That is a damn good. You know what? Just for the sake of it, let me look at the director as well. Let me look at the director. Hirofumi Fuzukawa. He did the first 2 episodes. He directed those. Wait, what? Metal Heroes? Wait, hold on. Oh my god, this guy's a legend. He did Exceed Draft. He did Jan Person, Blue SWAT, Beetle Fighter, Beetle Robot Kabutak. Oh, this is the choreography dude. Okay, so this guy is goated. Like, this guy is in there. So he was a suit actor. And then what did he do for Kamen Rider? Okay, Kamen Rider. Oh, God, this guy is OG. This guy is OG. He did the motion capture for the Ryuki video game. He did. He appeared in Revised Legacy Kamen Rider Veil. He did Kamen Rider Double Returns as Axel as the sub-director. He did a cameo in Kamen Rider Gotchard Graduations. He did the Kamen Rider Choden trilogy as Kamen Rider Kabuki. That's hilarious. He did Decade All Riders vs. Dice Shocker, Cho Kamen Rider Den-O and Decade Neo Generations. He did Blade Missing Ace. He did Kuga, the main series. He did Kuga, Faiz, Kabuto Kiba, Decade, and O's. This guy's an old head. God damn. That was him as a suit actor. In a directorial role, he did Kamen Rider Sable, Special Chapter The World Pirate is Coming. He did the entirety of Gotchard as a director. He did the Kamen Rider Super Sentai Superhero Taizen. He did the Kamen Rider Super Sentai Space Sheriff Superhero Taizen Z. He did Heisei Rider vs. Showa Rider Kamen Rider Tyson. He did the Superhero Tyson GP. He did Cho Superior Taisen as a director. He did Saber and he did the crossover between Saber and Zenkaiger. He did the Kamen Rider Winter movie Gotchard and Geats. He did Gotchard the Future Daybreak and Gotchard Graduations. He also did Gems, Smart Brain, and the 1000% Crisis, Outsiders, and The Dark Revelation. And then as a main director, he did Geats and Gotchard. And then for Sentai, he did Live Man. Well, as a suit actor, he did Live Man, Turbo Ranger, 5-Man, Zyu Ranger, Dai Ranger, Kaku Ranger, O Ranger, Car Ranger, Mega Ranger, Gingaman, Gogo 5. He pretty much did all. He even did, he did suit acting for since Live Man to Gozyuger. He's our guy. And then he did all of the movies as well. He did Zenkaiger the movie. He did a bunch of V cinemas for Sentai. He was mainly active in the Sentai space. What? Oh, no, he was just in the footage. Okay, no, because he said he had Power Rangers credits, but that made no sense. So, in terms of an action director, he did Go Busters to Gozyuger. He did a lot. He did the Tyson movies. He also did the Go Busters movie, the Zenkaiger movie. He did all those. A couple of V cinemas. Let's see here. But he was mainly an action director. He literally, busted in his chops as an actual director in Kamen Rider. That's where he got his, main joint. Because he was an action director, right? He was an action director. But then he got his main chops as a main director in Kamen Rider. And so, ultimately, this is him flexing his chops. He's flexing his chops as a full-on director for Gavan Infinity. This is him flexing on a new franchise, and he knows that he can go ham with it. He's flexing on us, man. He has literally been he's just been a director. He hasn't been a suit actor for this series. He is strictly a director. But this is him flexing everything he's learned in his time in Metal Heroes. That's a buttload of credits. Oh, man, this guy is goated. So not only is he flexing his experience as a suit actor in OG Sentai Kamen Rider and Heisei Kamen Rider and in Metal Heroes, this man is flexing his experience as an action director in Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, and now he's bringing all of that experience to freaking Project Red. This guy is experienced. And then you put the goats who produced and wrote King Oger and Boom Boonger on his side, and Geats and Gotchard. My guy, this has been a perfect maelstrom of epic. They know. They had the experience. So these guys know what made those OG series great. They know what made freaking Metal Heroes great. And they're bringing that, but they also know what worked in Super Sentai and what worked in Kamen Rider, and kind of just made this perfect storm of just amazing writing. Amazing writing, amazing direction, amazing producing. This has been a perfect storm. They could not have gotten the most 3 perfect dudes to be able to bring this all together to make something amazing. This is just so good. The experience just speaks for itself, man. Just so much so. There's probably a couple of other names that aren't mixed. Okay, so Fuzukawa is a main director, but he's also doing the action and the stunt direction. He's doing all 3. He's not a suit actor, but he's doing all 3. So he's pretty much a goddamn jack of all trades here. I'm trying to see if there were other writing credits, because they only mentioned a couple here. That name doesn't sound right. Hold on. Okay, Hiroshi Yamaguchi. That name like threw me because I think that's the name of the founder of Nintendo, and that threw me for a loop. But this guy did. This guy also did. He looks like an old head too, because dude's like wearing sunglasses and holding a cigarette. This dude looks like an old head. He did Boom Boomjer. Okay, yeah. Okay. He's another Boom Boomjer guy. He's another Boom Boomjer guy. And I'm not gonna look into his like other credits. It looks like he did other shows, but I'm not gonna dig into those. But yeah, like a lot of these guys are like. This feels like a lot of these guys were Boom Boomjer heads. A lot of these guys were Boom Boomjer dudes. But like somehow they're flexing more than they did on Boom Boomjer. You know what I mean? And I know that's early for me to say. We're only in the first 5 episodes, but there's definitely a flex here. You know, there's definitely like a lot of flexing going on, and that's and I'm gonna say it's outright in the choreography alone. Because right now, this is where I think Gavan is like shining. Gavan Infinity is shining on the choreography. Because like every action scene, you're sitting there and you're like absorbing every aspect of the fight. Right? The fight scenes in and of themselves, I think, are like what's really grabbing us as like casual fans, is like grabbing us in. Sure, there's a story, but like I said, that's not our main focus here. They're making the villain of the week. They're doing a villain of the week format, but they're doing it the right way. They're doing it right. They're not like making us feel like it's just like a nothing. It makes me feel like every one of these person have gravitas, because it comes back to that one aspect that the show is all about, the illegal Amorgear trade. Right? It all plays in because these are people who shouldn't have these things. So it's like, it's kind of like bits and pieces, but still presented in a Monster of the Week format. But it works. Because these guys know what people are tuning in for. Again, you got a guy, legacy suit actor, legacy action director, now just the overall director. He's throwing his experience in there. He's putting his whole foot in there. And then you got the producer who gave us quite possibly the greatest Sentai season ever in King Oger. And with Boom Boomjer not that far behind, was also pretty damn good. So these guys know their craft. They know what they're doing. They know how to get us in there. And ultimately, at the same time, their writer is like just the fact that he's been able to like been pulled off the leash and is able to run with this shit. Like overall, like it's a perfect storm of a series. Gavan has been delivering. And it's just been amazing to see that. Right? It's crazy to think of that. That, like, it was a perfect storm of people who just wanted to do something amazing, and they did. And it's just crazy to think about. I'm actually looking at the picture of the first 5 Gavans we saw. Like, in the first episode, I'm looking at the picture. Why is there that purple Gavan and that other off-gold Gavan? But that one looks just like Luminous. I don't know. It's super weird. I don't know why I got on a side tangent like that. But there's two other Gavan types in there that have not been announced yet. But who's to say the ant wasn't there? He's probably hanging out on somebody's armor in there. Hanging out somewhere. Because he's tiny. Freaking tiny ass ant. That's amazing. There's a wiki article. Gavan Amaze. Amaze. This is fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, this has just been so much of a good series, man. I love it. I've been enjoying my time just with this. This is like, it's just been good. So, we're going back to seeing Luminous next week. So I hope you guys will join us for that episode. Next week, just letting everyone know, next week is another superhero Zatsudan because I have wrestling obligations next Saturday, or this upcoming Saturday. I have prior obligations, so I will not be delivering to you the Kamen Rider Zetsudan at its normal time. So instead, on Sunday, we will be doing the overall just another superhero Zatsudan with Gavan and with Zets. So I hope you guys will join us for that. Join me for that next Sunday. There will not be an Arma stream next week as well. It'll just be the stream on Sunday. I'll definitely have to find something else to stream during the week because I need to start doing more streaming because just doing the weekend thing has been all fine and all, but you know, there's some circumstances coming around that I really need to actually start taking seriously. So hopefully you guys will be seeing more streams of me in the coming weeks, and I will be going back to doing a schedule once we figure that out. But until then, guys, I want to thank you all for coming out to the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's always been a pleasure. Always a pleasure to do this show and the Zetsudan. Just talk to y'all about Toku. I love talking to y'all about Toku, man. It's just, I love it, man. It just gives me an opportunity to get on the stream and just nerd out, you know, because that's literally what we do here. We're just nerding out and having fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's see, on the Twitch side, I'm going to send y'all to my girl Kisune, so I hope you guys treat her well, treat her with some love. On the YouTube side, I will see you all. Again, I will see you all next Sunday for the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan. Well, technically, yes, but I hope to see you guys all next week on Sunday for the Superhero Zatsudan. I hope you guys will just come on out, support your boy. I hope you guys will enjoy. And to everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. This has been the Space Sheriff, this Gav-sudan. I am, of course, been your host with the most, call sign Henshin, the mercenary with the kicks, coming to you live from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. Seize it by any means necessary. I will see you all next Sunday. Until then, take it easy. I love y'all. Peace out.